Good evening, everyone. Today we have
James Cartmill.
James. How are you?
I'm pretty good. Expecting a storm tonight.
Oh, wonderful. And what's the weather like? What's the temperature?
It's mild, probably in the high 50s, low 60s right now. Completely clear and starry night.
Okay, well, normally weather wouldn't be much of a factor, only that you guys, Tent City is out in the cold and we don't have our tents, do we?
No, tonight is one of those bivouac nights. It's a quick setup to make sure that we can get everybody covered, and in case there's a raid by the police, that we can move fairly quickly and easily and not have a lot of equipment. Most of the stuff's been stored.
Okay.
It's not normal procedure. Right now we're running on a what I call a Vietnam style tactic. Take a hill, fall back to another hill, which would be like hit a median, go to City Hall, go back to the median, go back to City Hall. But this war is not meant to be sustained. This is meant to be won. We want to have a plot of land and a place where a drug and alcohol free community of homeless people can start to get back on their feet, working towards getting housing. A tent city run properly and with minor assistance from the city can be easily done with minimal cost to taxpayers.
Now, I understand that Jesse Aragon, mayor-elect, came to your guys' group, spoke to you guys the other day, and for an hour probably, and you guys took pictures and it was great, and then a raid happened.
Yep.
What happened?
Well, he's the new mayor-elect. He did show some solidarity coming down, which was surprising to me. But I also find that not knowing a whole lot of the politics or the politicians in Berkeley, I don't know Jesse very well. He seems like a politician, but he also seems somewhat sincere that he wants to solve the problem, come up with a solution to the situation of hundreds and thousands of people not only living here in the United States or passing through Berkeley. Living on the streets isn't something that most people want to see if they're living in a house, visiting here a destination location, for a vacation. But it is a worldwide problem.
Sure
so it's something that a lot of people are used to, and in some countries it's even worse. But here in America, it is a growing problem.
Definitely. And in the Bay Area, the prices to live somewhere are skyrocketed.
Oh, it's absolutely insane that a 3-bedroom house or apartment is $2,000 or $3,000 or well above that, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000. Most middle range, average income people cannot afford that. I was told that Senator Feinstein, she's based out of San Francisco, said that if you don't make $50,000 a year, you shouldn't live in the Bay Area. That's that's $25 an hour, and most people don't make that.
Nope. Minimum wage is what still?
Well, they're getting it up to 15. And San Francisco is one of those places that's a little higher. Oakland's going to be a little less. Where I came from in Colorado, it was always above national standard. But still, even at that, you're working paycheck to paycheck. It's hand to mouth, and at the end of the day, the end of the year, you're no farther ahead than you were the day before or the year before.
Right. So I'm trying to figure this out. Obviously there's a housing crisis, and you guys are out here, trying to exist. And 2 weeks ago, there was a city council meeting. They were supposed to come up with some solution for you guys to be somewhere. And
they were looking into it.
They were looking into it. And there were some demands, though, that Mike Lee put out for 10th City. Do you know about them? Or maybe I should ask Mike.
You could reiterate them if you're familiar with them. I know that there's a variety of demands that the campers have mentioned. There were several that were put forth. I'm not sure exactly which ones. I wasn't in the meeting.
Okay.
But
nonetheless,
yeah.
But you guys distinguish yourselves differently than the mainstream homeless people. You guys have a no drug policy, no violence. Can you tell us a little more about how you guys are different?
Well, no drugs and alcohol is the first step. People have a tendency to not be able to think clearly if they're intoxicated. Also, I guess the difference would be that myself as a veteran, standing up, protecting the citizens. Mike Zint is not elderly, but he's older than me. I respect him, and in his frail condition, lung capacity, and his physical capacity, his body is degraded, and the way the police treated him yesterday, the day before, was he had 20 minutes to get his stuff ready and to get out of there before they arrested him, and that's they gave us, all the rest of us, longer time, and I think they targeted him. But being the difference between us and the regular homeless is they don't want to put up a fight. They're willing to run and hide in the nooks and crannies. They're willing to comply when the police tell them to leave. We play the game to a certain extent, but as you can see, we've suffered multiple arrests, some injuries, and unfortunately that's what it takes in peaceful resistance, is not fighting back physically, but fighting back verbally, legally, and in the press. Letting the public know, and being out here on the streets, letting people know face to face, this is not politics, this is war. And the word of mouth is very powerful. It's more powerful than the press, I think.
Definitely. I mean, you have different groups of people checking on you guys, and donors and all. Do you want to tell the people the situation? Well,
there's a variety of lone wolf groups that come down and jump in and help. I mean, some are associated with churches. Some of them are just individuals or groups of individuals. I find in my travels, for the most part, the people that are the most caring are women. I have most of my donations and most of the support, even a shoulder to cry on. Women are by far, I would vote for a matriarchy on this planet. I think that war and the fighting needs to stop. So I digress.
Okay. What do you want to achieve? What is your goal? What do you want people to understand here?
There's a whole lot of aspects to understand. I mean, I couldn't just say one or two things.
Okay.
We're human beings. Some of us have fallen through the cracks. Some of us have maybe mental problems or physical problems that prevent us. And the system is designed to make you fail. The whole work environment, is a cutthroat thing. You're trying to do better than the other person or your supervisor. You want their job. You want that paycheck, that power. If people learned that it's not about that, it's about community, sharing, growing, teaching, learning, loving, we could see a different world than what we do now. So.
Okay. And if you were to ask the public for help in any way, what would your suggestions be for your goals or just your immediate needs or whatnot?
First of all, get out there and do it. Look for the people that need help, and it doesn't take much, and sometimes it's just a matter of listening to somebody and saying, hey, I feel your pain. But food, socks, money even, because sometimes what you have to give isn't what they need. I had a friend who's unfortunately has passed. He recommended that if somebody needed a drink or some weed to smoke to soothe their pains, give it to them. I mean, you can point your finger and say that guy's a wino and a drunk all day long, but who are you to do that? I mean, and living out here on the streets is painful. If you can't get the proper medical attention, you're sleeping on cold, wet, hard ground, concrete, things like that. It takes a toll on the body, and you're out here in the elements. So being out here for 5 years, I see why people turn to drinking or drugs. They're suffering and in pain, and they want to hide from their sorrows. They want the pain to go away. They want to feel good, like a human again. So, but obviously the drugs and the alcohol don't do that. I've gone down many roads, and I'm drug and alcohol free. I mean, I'm 44, so I have a drink now and again, and I smoke marijuana, but that helps mentally and physically. There's a level, I guess at a certain age, maybe you understand moderation. So, I use alcohol medicinally, I use marijuana medicinally. It's very rare that I'll twist one up and get drunk, but the group here is very good about maintaining that, and they're also good about maintaining outsiders from not entering the camp in intoxicated or bringing alcohol into the camp.
That's good.
Which is a danger. As we saw the other night, we had an attack from telling somebody they could not be here, and as they went to leave, multiple members were assaulted with a bear mace.
It's terrible. Yeah. Well, is there anything else you would like to add? How about
your question about what else can they do to help it?
Yeah.
I was mentioning socks and sleeping bags, tents, tarps, the necessities for shelter and cover, food, water, and a hello is always fantastic. If you see somebody on a daily basis, you might even get to know them personally. I've seen it happen, and there's a rapport and a friendship that creates out of it.
Definitely.
So.
Okay. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And we'll be seeing you around.
Okay. One last mention. Don't forget to check out independentcitizenmedia.weebly.com, Occupy Veterans San Francisco.weebly.com, and First They Came for the Homeless on Facebook.
Okay. Thank you.
Thanks. Peace.
Peace out.